The previous lesson, what you studied was about birds. So you must have gathered a little information about birds, isn't it? You learnt about bird migration. Now we find so many birds around us. Some birds are very beautiful to look at, like the parrot, the peacock, the kingfisher, etc. Some birds have a very melodious voice too. So, what comes to your mind when I say a bird with a melodious voice? Yes, the koel. Have you all heard the sound of a koel? Definitely, you would have heard. Usually, we hear the sound of a koel in the months of April to July. How is the sound of this koel? Do you all like it? Definitely, yes, it is quite pleasant to hear. And if you keep on hearing continuously, you feel as if the bird is talking to you and you feel like replying back, isn't it? Today, we are going to learn a poem about a bird which is known to sing as it is flying very high in the sky. The poem is called The Skylark. Now let me give you a brief introduction about the poet Christina Rossetti. Christina Rossetti was born in London and she began writing poetry at a very young age. She was an English poet who wrote various devotional and children's poems. Goblin Market and Remember remain her famous work. Now let us learn the meaning of new words through glossary. The first word is skylark, which is a small singing bird. The second word, speck, which means the tiny shape of the bird. Third one is soar, which means to fly high. Fourth word, swift, means quick. The last word is stalk, which is a long and narrow part of a plant. Now let us start with the poem The Skylark, written by Christina Rossetti. A skylark is a small brown bird which is observed to sing when it is flying high above the ground. Now children, I'll read the poem. Please listen to it carefully. The earth was green, the sky was blue. I saw and heard one sunny morn, a skylark hang between the two, a singing speck above the corn. A stage below, in gay accord, white butterflies danced on the wing, and still the singing skylark soared and silent sank and soared to sing. The cornfield stretched a tender green to right and left beside my walks. I knew he had a nest unseen somewhere among the million stalks. And as I paused to hear his song, while swift the sunny moments slid, perhaps his mate sat listening long and listened longer than I did. Now children, you are going to repeat the stanza along with me. Let us start. The skylark. The earth was green, the sky was blue. I saw and heard one sunny morn, a skylark hang between the two, a singing speck above the corn. The poet describes about nature. She describes about one sunny morning when the earth was green and the sky was blue. The earth was green refers to the cornfields, which are nice green in color. And when the earth was green and the sky was blue, the poet found a skylark hang between the two, meaning it was flying between the sky and the earth, or the sky and the land. The skylark looked like a singing speck. Speck means a tiny shape of the bird. When we look at the birds flying high up in the sky, they appear to be very tiny. So, the poet also felt that the skylark is like a singing speck above the corn plants. Now, children, you are going to repeat the second paragraph with me. A stage below, in gay accord, white butterflies danced on the wing, and still the singing soared, and silent sank, and soared to sing. Now let us know the meaning of this stanza. A stage below in gay accord means the land or fields appeared to be like decorated stage. They were brightly colored. The green color and the corn's golden color with the bright sunny morning, it gave the appearance of a brightly lit or a brightly decorated stage. Gay accord. Gay means happiness, accord means harmony. The skylark was singing in happiness, and the white butterflies were enjoying too. They were also dancing to the song of the skylark. The singing skylark soared or flew high into the sky, singing, and then sank down into the cornfields in silence, and again soared high up into the sky to sing again. So it was a very pleasant or a very merry atmosphere. Now, children, we have read the first two stanzas. Now, can you quickly figure out the rhyming words in the two stanzas what we read? It's very easy. I hope you would have found out by now. The first one is blue 2. The second pair is morn corn. The third accord soared. The fourth pair is wing and sing. Wasn't it easy? Now, children, we'll read the third stanza. You are going to read along with me. Let us start. The cornfield stretched a tender green to right and left beside my walks. I knew he had a nest unseen somewhere among the million stalks. Now let us know the meaning of this stanza. The cornfield looked tender green, and as the poet is walking, she can find the greenery on either sides. The poet believes that the skylark has a nest hidden among the stalks of the corn. Now let us move on to the next stanza. Read along with me. And as I paused to hear his song, while swift the sunny moments slid, perhaps his mate sat listening long and listened longer than I did. Let us know the meaning of this stanza. The poet says that she was so engrossed in listening to the skylark's song that time just passed by. She felt that the skylark or the skylark's mate would be listening to his song and perhaps continues to listen even after she leaves. Now, once again, children, you are going to figure out the rhyming words from the two stanzas what we read just now. So let me give you the answer now. The rhyming words are green, unseen, walks, stalks, song, long, slid and did. Now let us summarize the poem briefly. The poem Skylark is written by Christina Rossetti. The poet describes the nature in the poem. The poet finds the skylark as a tiny speck singing between the earth and the sky above the cornfield. The white butterflies too dance to the song of the skylark. The cornfield is tender green, and the poet feels that the skylark has a nest hidden somewhere among the cornfield. Listening to the song of the skylark, moments passed by, and the poet feels that the skylark's mate would be listening to the song longer than the poet herself. Children, here are a few questions for which the answers are provided. You are going to copy these questions and answers in your notebook. Let us start. Answer the following questions. The first question: where did the poet see the skylark? Answer: the poet saw the skylark between the earth and the sky. Second question: why is the skylark described as a singing speck? Answer: the skylark looked very tiny from the land as it flew high in the sky. Hence, the poet who was listening to the song of the bird described it as a singing speck. Third question: how are the butterflies described? Answer: the white colored butterflies danced happily to the song of the skylark with their pretty wings. Fourth question: what kind of a field does the poet talk about in the poem? Answer: the poet talks about the cornfield in the poem. Fifth question: list out the rhyming words in the poem. Answer: the pairs are blue, two, mourn, corn, accord, sold, wing, sing, green, unseen, walks, stalks, song, long, slid, did. It's grammar time. Let us learn genders. What is a gender? A gender of a noun indicates whether a person or animal we are referring to is male or female. There are 4 types of genders in nouns. The first one is Masculine gender. What is a masculine gender? A noun that refers to a male is called the masculine gender. Example: father, husband, brother, son, tiger, lion, etc. The second type of gender is feminine gender. A noun that refers to a female is called the feminine gender. Example: mother, wife, sister, daughter, tigress, lioness, etc. Third type is common gender. A noun that refers to both male and female is called the common gender. Example: parents. Now, parent could either be your father or mother. So, it could be a male or a female. Child, it could be a boy or a girl. Teacher, doctor, student, baby, friend, etc. So, these words are called as common genders. The fourth type is neuter gender. What is a neuter gender? A noun that refers to a non-living thing is called the neuter gender. Example: book, nail, key, box, pen, tree, etc. Now let us learn the formation of masculine and feminine gender. So, some masculine and feminine genders are formed by using different words. Now I will read out the words to you. Listen carefully. Boy, feminine gender is girl. Brother, sister, son, daughter, bridegroom, bride, uncle, aunt, husband, wife. Look into the second set now. Nephew, niece, monk, nun, widower, widow, sir, madam, father, mother, king, queen. So these are the genders formed by using different words. Now here are a set of genders which are formed by adding ESS at the end of the masculine noun. Now let us have a look at these words. Again, two columns, masculine and feminine. I'll read out, look at them carefully. The first set of words: actor, actress, priest, priestess, count, countess, prince, princess, steward, stewardess, governor, governess, host, hostess, poet, poetess, heir, heiress, god, goddess, waiter, waitress, duke, duchess. Now children, you might be wondering, what do you mean by duke and duchess? A duke is a ranking given to a person and he is just below the king or queen. What do you mean by heir? That is HEIR, where the letter H is silent. We pronounce it as heir, heiress. So what do you mean by the word heir? Heir means successor, a person who inherits and continues the work. What do you mean by the word steward? Steward is a person employed to look after the passengers on a train, aircraft, or a ship. So these people who take care of the food, take care of the passengers, they are called as the stewards. A few feminine genders are formed by changing a word before or after a masculine noun. Let us see. Again, we have two columns, masculine and feminine gender. I'll read the first set. Grandson, granddaughter, stepfather, stepmother, fisherman, fisherwoman, grandfather, grandmother, landlord, landlady, son-in-law, daughter-in-law. Now let us learn genders in animals and birds. Again, we have two columns, masculine and feminine genders. I'll read out. Please listen carefully. Cock, hen, drake, duck, horse, mare, gander, goose, peacock, peahen, bull, cow, lion, lioness, fox, vixen. Now children, whatever genders we have read out so far, you are going to copy all of them in your notebooks and learn them. Home assignment. Classify the words in the appropriate columns. The words are listed down and 4 columns are provided. These are the 4 different types of genders, that is masculine, feminine, common and neuter. So you are going to classify the words in their respective columns. The words are friend, duke, pen, doctor, lion, father, student, hostess, book, madam, chair, police, queen, key, grandson, bride. Rewrite the sentences by changing the gender of nouns in the italics. So, a few sentences are given. Observe the italic words or which are colored in blue and write the opposite gender of that word. The first sentence is, my grandmother gifted me a bicycle. Second one, the host served tea to the guests. Third one, the soldiers went in search of the prince. Fourth one, may I come in, sir? Fifth, my landlord agreed to hire me the house. So children, you are going to complete this homework in your notebooks. Thank you children.